Apple shares down a little bit today. You can see that right there. If you have been trading Apple stock over the last year, and there's a shareholder meeting today, is what we're getting at. If you've been following Apple shares since the last shareholder meeting, boy, what a ride the stock has been on. What a ride the company has been on. Good morning, everyone. I'm Paul Vigna. Welcome to the Markets Hub. What's going on today? Well, Apple's going on today. The annual shareholder meeting. Got some things you should look out for. Starts at 12 noon, 12 New York time. Contentious meeting. Will it be a contentious meeting? George Stahl is here to tell us that one. David Einhorn.
Yes.
That's all I want to know about, right? Let's talk about David Einhorn and Apple. This is the shareholder meeting. Einhorn has made his little run here about the preferred shares.
Right.
Is this going to be settled today?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
It's going to be an ongoing topic of conversation for Apple. Because of Einhorn's pushing, Apple already has pulled back and removed the proposal about the company's ability to issue preferred shares. However, it probably has only heightened the discussion about what Apple should do with its $138 billion
whatever
of
it
cash
is at this minute, as they're raking it in.
Right.
What are the big things that we should be looking for?
Well, I think that's one. Just what the tenor of the conversation is going to be about. I don't think Apple's going to make any statements about dividends or buybacks in terms of official news. If you remember last year, going into the shareholder meeting, there was a lot of talk about the company starting a dividend and starting a buyback. They didn't do anything at the shareholder meeting. A month later, they announced it. I would suspect they probably would follow maybe a similar timetable because Apple doesn't like to be pushed into a corner.
Right. And they don't need to be.
And they don't need to be either. Yes, the stock has had a wild run. It's down more than a third from its high in September. But a lot of people who have been shareholders in Apple have done well over the past few years. So, yes, they want to get access to the money, but there's also a lot of satisfaction with what Apple has done.
Now, look, they have all that money because they are so profitable, $13 billion in the last quarter. The products, we know all about it. What are we going to hear from them in terms of products, in terms of just the company, the business?
Yeah, again, Apple's never one to show their hand regarding products, so I would be surprised if we get any information along those lines. The things that people are watching for, a less expensive iPhone, an iWatch, or the Apple TV that has been rumored for many years now regarding Apple. I'm not sure we'll get, I'd be surprised if we get any insight into that. It's actually kind of funny when you think about it. The Apple was criticized in the fourth quarter for launching too many products. Granted, they were incremental versions, but the cost of marketing them and the cost of buying the supplies for them hurt earnings in the fourth quarter, and they got a lot of criticism. A couple months later, people want to hear what's next.
Right. Well, and also, I mean, you're right. They refreshed, if you want to use that term, just about every product they have. Hard to believe that a month or so later they're going to come up with new products. Even Apple is not that fast. Now, the big rumor that's been floating around the Twitterverse, all this this idea of a stock split. It sounds, from what you were saying before, we're not going to hear that today.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the stock split is, as we've noticed, this is a stock that's down more than a third from September. That's usually not a time when you split a stock. Is when it's on the downslide.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually you do it on an upside because it's gotten too expensive. Apple has said before that they've looked at the idea of a stock split and have dismissed it because they don't see what advantages it brings. It's hard to see that philosophy having changed after the stock has come off so much of its lows.
Yeah, exactly. All right, George Stahl, good stuff. Thank you very much.